excuse the state of me. Currently I'm banned on both my Facebook pages for speaking the truth. The reason for the state of me at the moment is I've been up till 4:30 Spain time this morning watching what was going on in Canada. And I had to say that to anyone around the world at the moment, it's just getting on with life and thinking everything's gone back to normal. Look to Canada, because the rest of the powers around the world have been looking at Canada and seeing how easily people were pushed back, and they will now exercise that in every country to exact their rule and to change the way that we live and to command us, control us more. For those of you who are looking and thinking something's got to happen soon and something's got to change, I've got a newsflash for you. The older generation that stood up and fought wars for us to protect us from our freedom are looking up to us to do the same for them, and we're failing them miserably, absolutely miserably. People need to understand that there is no superhero that's going to come and save this situation. There is nothing else that is going to intervene and stop what is happening. Only you and I, our generation, are now responsible for stopping this terrorist activity which is happening against us. There is no army that's going to protect us, because they're all being paid for by the man who's in control of the world, as Prince Charles said. We have to rise against what is happening. No one else will. So get off your Instagram, stop pouting, stop concerning yourself with yourself, and do something about this situation, because it's happened in Canada. They've moved a peaceful protest and used force and killed someone. It's been happening in Australia, it's been happening in Austria, it's been happening in Germany. How much more of a warning do you need to see that everything's fine and rosy right now, but underneath all of that, your rights and freedoms are being taken away? In the UK, March the 21st, your referendum on your fundamental human rights are done and finished. Sweet sleepers going on outside. It gets busy here. We'll wait for it to go for a minute. I live in the centre of the most noisiest part here. If it's not my beautiful neighbours, it's bars across the road and everything else making loads of noise. There is no one else going to save us. End of. That is it. It is squarely on us. Now we have to ask ourselves a reasonable question, don't we? At what point do we, the civilians, consider the need to bear arms against this tyranny and use lethal force against this tyranny? And I use the same words that they use against us, that Trudeau used in his Emergency Powers Act. He authorised the use of lethal force against his own citizens. We now need to return that and offer that same threat back, but en masse, in numbers, because it doesn't matter what side of the fence you sit on, you surely cannot be happy with this situation, and surely you've had enough of seeing the world as you know it being deconstructed and being reconstructed in somebody else's image. And that's what it comes down to. This world is not being created in our image, it's being created in corporations' images, and they are controlling our police. You want to know why the police won't join sides with you, Canada? Why? It's because they are getting paid not by you anymore, but by corporations. They are being told to follow corporate rule. And I've said for a long time, what is happening is corporate rule. Canada's Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, is pretty much told what to do by the World Economic Forum, headed up by Klaus Schwab. You just had to look at what's going on. It's no longer conspiracy theories. This is no longer conspiracy theory. We've gone past conspiracy theorists. We now have the fight for our life. Forget the climate. Right now, we have the fight for our lives. And everyone from my generation needs to man up and protect our forefathers, who are currently waiting for us to do something to protect their civil rights and freedoms. And that is what it purely comes down to. We must stand against this. No one else is going to do it for us. I promise you, there is no one else. No Spider-Man, no X-Man, no nothing. Right? Don't bank on anyone coming to save us apart from us. And now is the time that we must do it. To all my fellow brothers and sisters out in Canada, I have the hugest amount of respect for you. Let's make this change around the world, and let's share this video far and wide, because it's important that people see. And it's important that this naive generation we live in now that are worried about transgender, whether they're a green willy bean or a Coca-Cola can or whatever else. Forget all of that. It's not important. Yeah, your Instagram, your own personal worth, self-success doesn't mean anything right now. Human survival, civilian survival, is now at the point of totalitarianism from governments.